Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello, my wonderful friends, and welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life. Evolution is the first law of life. Our world is never the same from one day to the next. It's constantly shifting as different inventions, ideas, opportunities emerge. And if you want to prosper, you must change together with this law and adjust to the law of evolution. You can benefit from new sources of prospering, and you can benefit from new sources of income by understanding and anticipating the way the world changes, the economical flux. It is easy to get stuck sometimes in a financial rut, but because you have too many responsibilities and sometimes you don't have enough money coming in or both, you feel trapped. But the show today talks about the fact that abundance is your birthright and it's time to receive it. Let's say you switch careers or you invest in a property or you start a business. This is the time to pick up the phone and let's talk about it. Because I want to personally guide you through your economic obstacles and towards the success and the savings that you deserve to have. Now, this is the topic of wealth in the world of today and in the world of tomorrow. And I choose this topic because I believe that all of us at some point in life, we might have financial difficulties. You know, not having money breeds so much negativity. And we don't need that. We want to live free from negativity. And we want to live in a different world, in a different reality that we need to create for ourselves. And one of the elements that we need to introduce to our world is the financial element. So we're going to talk today about change because we hear this word all the time. I remember in 2008, one of the reasons that people resonated so much with Barack Obama is because he talked about change. Change is necessary. I think change is necessary all the time. So we sometimes stop thinking about the fact that our life are changing, especially particularly the changes that are happening to our finance. But how often do we truly give up on what's outdated and inefficient and making the changes that are positive and necessary? We don't go through life as the same person. Think a little bit. Who you were a decade ago is not who you are right now. So I think that that's so interesting about us, that the constant transformation. Who you are right now is not going to be you tomorrow. So in other words, the ways in which you change are impacted by the things you're exposed to. It's actually a very beautiful thing to know that you have the power to shift, the power to replace, the power to alter of anything that isn't contributing positively to your life. But many of us don't even think this way. We just feel trapped and we realize that we're stuck. And we don't acknowledge that we have the abilities to change that. Because you are free to change belief system, habits, your job, your health, your wealth, your opinion. You can change the people in your life who are not good for you. The reality is that we're afraid of change. We're so much creature of habits. We don't want to change everything. We want everything to continue to be the same, but same old is not only good for us. So as I said, the law of the universe, the number one law, is this law of evolution, because everything changes and transforms. That's why I'm giving you this big statement. Think for a little bit how different you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, even a year ago. Now, of course, you already know this. You already know you're an incredible person, capable of many things and having the capacity to be better and better every day. But the trick is, how do you put this theory into practice? Particularly changing your terms of income, changing your career for better. That to me is not so easy to be done. Because a lot of people believe that their wealth is not in their hands. So they're under the false impression that your financial ability, your money that you make, should be calculated by someone else. So you settle for meager jobs. And if someone else has the right to determine how much you deserve, how much you earn, how much effort and expertise you can put into it, which is completely false. So as I said, chances are that what you make doesn't depend on anyone else other than you. Then let's think for a little bit. You have a boss who refuses to give you a raise, or coworker who doesn't allow you to progress. Or you work for a company that's struggling to make ends meet. So this means that inadvertently your finance will be affected because your money is coming through what? Through a middleman. So what do you do then? When you feel stuck in a dead-end job, or if your business just isn't picking up, how do you reinvent yourself or rediscover fresh source of income? So many questions that I think you, my listeners, resonate with. The answer is actually very unique to your situation. This is why I'm going to take your calls tonight, and I want to see every one of you. You know, with what are you struggling? Even if you're struggling with relationship, this is a show to be listening to. Even if you're struggling with your health, this is a show that can give you a lot of advice how to improve things, how to prevent things from happening. I'm a firm believer in prevention for protection, for, I'm a firm believer in embracing the medical field from a natural point of view. So there's so many topics that this show touches upon. It's not only about finance. But going back to the idea that, we all at some point in life struggle with our money. Let's say for one person, the timing might be ideal to leave a job right now. But for another person, they have to wait to meet the better opportunity. That's another way to look at when is the opportunity presented. But regardless of the circumstances, I am making this statement over and over: abundance is your birthright. We were born to prosper, to have everything, to enjoy material fulfillment. We're not born to struggle. We're not born to be unhappy and poor and miserable. So then you have to recognize the relationship that you have with money. It's like you have a relationship with your parents, with your partner, with yourself. There is a relationship with money. Now, money, as I said many times, it's like a form of energy, and we are forms of energy that vibrate. We're born from a drop of DNA that vibrate at a certain rate, at a certain speed. And so our entire existence is based on the energy field. This money is also a form of energy. And it relates to you. It's an inseparable connection that exists between you energetically and the ability to generate income. So let's say you want to end your debt and start having saving. You want to have to put an end that money is a struggle for you, and that you do deserve to be wealthy, to be rich. As difficult as it might be right now, you might have to convince yourself that you're a money magnet, because you energetically attract. Now, this is probably somehow, based on concept of what's within you, you will attract, and it's within you, and that's the law of attraction. One of the laws of the universe, because there are many laws. One of the laws is the law of karma, another one is the law of evolution. Another world another law is the law of harmony, and many, many laws that exist out there. But you have to believe in them and you have to apply them in your life. As I said, you have to convince yourself that you're a money magnet, that you are perfectly able to bring everything you dream of. So believe me, it can be done. And I will give you 10 important pieces of advice in order to change your mentality. You know, it's all in your mind. What you think, you make, you create, you generate, you manifest. So, because change within inspires the change throughout. So if you change within you, you change the way you think, you change your mentality, of course you're going to be able to make all the other necessary changes. So that's why we are talking about how important it is to be able to change your thinking. Change your life by changing your thinking. Change your tomorrow by acknowledging that there's work that needs to be done today. Now, I'm going to give you what I consider to myself like the 10 commandments to improve finance. And I'm going to take your calls. I'm just waiting for Christopher to let me know. I know there's some callers right now that we have from Poland, which I do appreciate, people being awake at this time of the day. And I will take your calls in a minute. But the 10 commandments to improve finance, I'm going to start by the number 1 commandment, that all things begin in your mind, like I said. Like, make it a beautiful, safe, productive place. So in other words, you have to have your thoughts of abundance. So constantly, you have to have your belief in abundance. So, because if you don't believe in being abundant, if in your mind there is a blockage in the way you think, of course, you're going to struggle with manifesting an abundant world for yourself. So it starts with your thoughts. It starts with being in a productive place with constant thoughts of success. So you have to tell yourself every single day, I'm a very successful human being, and I will make my success generating all the income that I need. Now, the second commandment to finance, to improve finance, is your reaction matters more than anyone else's. So react wisely under your circumstance. A lot of us, allow ourselves to be influenced by all kinds of advisors, all kinds of people that are telling us what we need to do with our money, or that we need to simply spend this money because that's what other people believe. So you have to be wise enough and be an adult and have this ability to distinguish what's right for you and what's not when it comes to your spending. Number 3, always weigh the pro and cons, thinking like 1,000 times before you take any action regarding your money. Remember, you work very hard for your money. It's hard to earn money, and some people spend it. So the third law here says, pay attention when you spend, because all of us tend to spend compulsively without even realizing. We buy things that we don't need. So try to pay attention to this. Number 4, I don't want you to act on desperation. I don't want you to apply logic before any other emotion. I want you to apply logic, before any other emotion. So do this specifically if, for example, somebody like your attorney or your doctor or your so-called friends is pressuring you to pay something. No, you have to be careful. Let's say you've been sued. That is a moment in which you will act on desperation. And there are other people or circumstances taking advantage of your desperation. So if these people are promising you a quick fix, they are most likely lying. So you can fix things yourself if you just think rationally. So avoiding circumstances a situation in which you feel trapped and become desperate what you're going to do with your money. So no desperation. Number 5, nobody's influence on you when it comes to your spending is as powerful as your inner voice. Your intuition tells you, don't buy this house, don't do this, Listen to that instead of listening to anyone else. Number 6, I want you to acknowledge that staying in the same place is neither healthy nor productive. Sometimes taking a risk is the perfect catalyst for change and is the perfect catalyst for generating more income. So it's okay to take a risk. If you feel like you can do it, go for it. Don't feel afraid, to jump and to take a major decision. And this is the way many times people can make a lot of money very quickly. Number 7 is engage in every financial transaction you make with a positive attitude and a genuine belief in the potential for prosperity. As I know, if you don't believe in that it's your birthright, that you have the right to have the money, it's never going to happen. So engage into that positive attitude and into the genuine belief that you have the potential for prosperity. Number 8, if you don't know what to invest in yourself. If you say, well, I don't really know if I want to take the risk, then your best investment is in your health, in your well-being, and that actually should be your priority. Because a lot of people, they only function from a place of financial stability, and they completely ignore their wealth, their well-being, their health. So I want you to pay attention. I'll be back in a minute. I'm Carmen Harra on OMTime Radio.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers, pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm back, and we were talking about, I'm going to ask Christopher to help me find out who's on me, waiting on me right now to be on the show, because for some reason I can't seem to be able to see my callers. So oh, okay. So I'm going to talk to Agnes, and then I'm going to go to Robert. Robin, is Robin? Hello? Robin. Hi, Robin. Hello?
Yes, hello, Carmen.
Hi, my lovely Robin. How are you?
I'm doing better, Carmen.
So we spoke last time?
Yes, when my father passed away.
Okay.
And I had written a book, and I had designed a program, and I taught it in several correctional facilities. And then I had heard a voice, and it said for me to take care of my father, which I did. And so I put everything aside, and I did design. I also wrote another a children's story, though, and I got someone from Disney to do the pictures, and an author looked at it, and he said, "You really have something here," but I don't have any connections now to get it to the next phase, doing anything, but I have a tremendous imagination in wanting to get this circulated so I can help others, and also having wanting to give a lot of this money away to animal organizations. And after my father died, I have been in extreme depression, but I'm moving out of it.
Okay, so listen, Robert, first of all, is the book ready?
I'm sorry, what?
The book has never been published. No, is the book, you just wrote the book, but you haven't published it?
Yes, I haven't published it.
Okay, well, the message from your father, she shows me a W name and an R. It almost feels like somebody with this name will help you publish it. And I think you have to submit the manuscript. Did anybody, did you got anybody qualified to read the manuscript to see if it's in a format that can be submitted to a published house?
Yes. Someone who rewrites scripts for movies.
Right.
She looked at.
You don't need a script. Somebody who writes scripts. You need somebody who's a book editor. Somebody who's an editor. And if you need, I know a lot of them. Just write me an email. I can recommend you to some extraordinary people just to go through your manuscript. And also, I feel like you need an agent possibly, and I think that's where this initials come in. You want somebody to represent you. I think somebody will represent you and help you sell the book to a publish house. You don't want to self-publish. Not that I'm against self-publishing, but I think you will be more successful if you have a big company behind you, to help you promote the book.
Yes,
and I think that can be the beginning of an extraordinary career that on the same hand, it helps you be on a mission. It fulfills your dream. You can help so many people. And as you said, the proceeds can go to animals, to children. This is a beautiful thing to do. And I really believe that you're going to get a lot of support because you come with such a good intention, like you create that positive karma, So I really think that this is going to happen for you. So I encourage you to reach out to me so I can send you some editors. And when you talk to them, find if they know any agencies. I know some agencies. You can also Google them and contact agencies that are willing to deal with your type of book, because there's agencies and agencies we did with fiction, with children's book. It would depend if this is a self-help book, to your opinion.
No, I have two books. One is for teenage girls, and a publisher published that already. It's not going anywhere. And that's the one that I designed, and I actually designed a program, went into correctional facilities, and had a fabulous review. However, this other book that I got someone from Disney that she created all the pictures. That's a children's book, but it is to help. It's a very.
I really believe that. I feel very strong about the children book.
Okay,
And
good.
you know, if one book picks up, then the others will pick up.
Okay.
So let's say the children book does good, then the other one will also start doing well, you know.
Yeah, okay, great.
Do you
Okay.
have a website, a web page, you know, to promote this? Do you have something like this?
No, well, I don't have any flowing cash right now. I mean, I
think you don't need a lot of money. I mean, a website can be done with $300-400. There are teenagers who do. There's GoDaddy who does websites for $200, something like this. I mean, try to go for something totally inexpensive, because you want to build a reputation online and you want to put the books out there so that people know you as an author. And the best way to do it, it has to be done this way, because then you can promote yourself, you can let people know that you exist. I can help you promote your website, but you need that because that's like a business card. So
Okay.
I highly recommend you go ahead and do this, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
get a website that's not as sophisticated. You don't need just the simples, the one that can be designed by GoDaddy, very inexpensive, and get your name out there, a bio, a picture, and your books out there so people know where they can buy your book. In this way you can connect, you know, with the big world of the internet, and you are out there. I think this needs to be done right away, because no published house is going to take you as seriously as you should be taken if they don't see you have a business card. And your website right now, it will be your business card, you know.
okay.
You understand? So for any published house, first thing they will ask you, do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a social media? In order to, you know what I mean, to be able to promote you based on the fact that there is some kind of a foundation.
Yes.
So this is something I recommend. And I personally believe that after you do this, you write even more books, because you will get excited and re-energized and in a good spirit to be able to continue to put your creativity to work. So send me an email. I'll send you somebody who can look into reading your manuscript, and that also should be inexpensive, just to read it and give you a hint whether there is something that needs to be changed, because a person who writes scripts for movies is totally different in the way they write versus somebody who's a book editor.
Well,
you understand? So these are two different careers.
Yeah. Well, an author he's really quite well known on his, and he asked me to send everything to him, so I did. And he said, you really have quite the imagination. He said, it's very good. And he said, I really think you have something here.
Good, good. If somebody like that tells you have something there, believe me, you do. And you have to trust yourself, and you have to believe that this comes from your goodness of the heart. There is a mission, you know what I mean, that you want to serve the world, you want to be at service. It's just so beautiful what you're trying to do, especially when it comes to children's book or books for teenagers. You know, this is really, really beautiful, and I think you will continue to write. But your father does show a W and an R name that can relate to a published house, can relate to an editor, can relate to something that has to do with your books.
That's great.
So you're on the right track, Robin.
That's great. And I was wondering how, since we're talking about finances, how by the end of the year, how you see my finances.
I think things are getting better with you financially. I also think you have to have more, give more to yourself, give more, believing more in money, because I think you haven't been, even when you said today, 2 minutes ago on the show, that your money is tight, that I cannot afford that. Start changing that. That mentality needs to change. Your belief, in order to create situations and circumstances that will bring your money in. So you have to start thinking that, it's my birthright. I have the right to have enough money to create the best website. I have the right to create, to be able to pay a publicist. I need all this money, and I am capable of generating that income. It comes from your belief. I think that here you need to work a little bit on yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, my love.
I will definitely send you an email.
Send me an email so I can refer you to somebody, and think seriously about hiring somebody who can sell your book, an agent. You need an agent, you know?
Yes, I do.
You just need a proposal of a book. It's good enough. You don't need the whole book to be able to sell the book.
Right.
Okay, my lovely Robin, I love you, so call me anytime.
I will.
I'm going to go to Agnes in Poland because I think it's very late there, Agnes. How are you, my dear?
Oh, thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay, beautiful. Hello? Hey, my dear, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Good. So how can I help you, Agnes? What motivated you to call the show?
I'm recently having difficult situation at work, and I'm looking for other opportunities. And in fact, I would like to maybe move to internally within the organization to other place. And in fact, I have one place in mind. But
well, you do move. I want to tell you 100%. The first thing that comes in my intuitive mind is that there will be a move. The move will be easy because when things are meant to happen, then something like this is happening very easily, you know. So I do believe, yeah.
And when this is going to happen, because the situation has been difficult.
It's very soon. It's soon. Very soon. This move is a move that can be in a matter of weeks, probably even sooner. Is right around the corner. It's not something that requires time. You don't have to wait a lot for this to happen. This will happen very quickly, and it's a good move for you. It's a very good move. You know, there are things in life when you have to make a move and you just feel very excited about the move in itself. I see that you get help from two people for you making the move. There's a woman helping you, and this is the way I see this woman. She's medium in height. She's a little bit heavy, round face, lighter hair, and she is very tough and aggressive, but very kind to you because she understands the situation. So I really feel that this is going to be, through this person you achieve what you want.
Okay.
So it's going to happen. There's also a younger man helping you. How old are you? Because I feel like you're relatively young. How old are you, Agnes?
Well, I'm 42, so I'm not sure if I am relatively young.
I feel you so young. Energy. It's so interesting. Energy is different. There's two things. There's chronology, and there's kairos, which is vibration energy. Things that we don't actually know. And there are people that chronologically are 90 and they sound like they're 60. And there are people that are 20 and they sound like they're 45. Because it's all in the energy field. That's one of the reasons that explains people who live a longer life. And people, because it's all the way the vibration energy works within us. So you sound to me like a woman around 30. So you sound like a young woman. And so you happen to have more years than your vibration energy, but that's very good, which means you have longevity. It means, you know what I mean, you're very young energetically. So your kairos energy is contradicting your chronology, but which is really good to me. If you would have sounded like a 60-year-old woman, I would have been worried. But you sound so young. So tell me if you have any other questions. Do you have a daughter?
Yes. No, I'm not married yet, and so far my love life wasn't very good, so I'm still hoping to get married and have kids.
You will get married and you will have a daughter, and that's going to happen very fast, my love. You meant to have a daughter.
Next year, maybe.
In a year, you're going to have, sometimes 15 years nothing happens, and in 15 months everything happens. So I think that in your case, you're going to meet somebody, and interestingly enough, you're going to meet a man who's chronologically younger than you. So you want to meet a man who may be 2 years younger, 3 years younger, not a big age difference, but chronologically younger than you. A man who's never been married. I see him brown hair, tall. You're going to meet him through the change at work. He's very nice, very lovely. You're going to click right away. It's almost like you feel you meet your soulmate after many years of waiting to find the right guy. And you, both of you, you want to have children, and it's going to happen very soon. So just invite me to your wedding.
Thank you so much. It's just, you made my day. Thank you.
Okay, my love. I love you, my Agnes. So I'm so grateful that you called me from Poland. That's just terrific for me. Somebody who's so wonderful and kind to stay so late. Okay. I love you, my Agnes. So call me anytime.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to
so
go
much.
to, hi, bye, sweetheart. Gabriela. Hi, my Gabriela. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, my love.
Hi, how are you, Carmen?
I'm super excited. How's everything with you?
Everything is up and down like a roller coaster, and I'm debating what to do. I am kind of a little bit stuck with my personal life, and I have some issue regarding the money too, so I want to know what you advise me to do.
Okay. Do you think you're in the right career? Do you think you are on the right path when it comes to your how should I say, to the way you use your skills, your abilities? Because I feel like you can do so many other things that you're not doing. And if you work for someone else, or if you're trapped into a situation, if you're just an employee, you cannot generate the money that. What do you do exactly?
I work in a salon, it's spa.
But it's not your salon, no?
No, it is.
It is yours?
No, it's not mine. No, I work for somebody.
That's what I'm asking. Is it owned by somebody else?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because that's what I feel. I feel like you're working in a place that somebody is owning it, and somehow. Have you ever thought of having your own salon?
Yes, I am, but I'm afraid, and I don't want to.
Well, let's not be afraid. If we're not afraid, we can make this happen.
Okay. I don't know how to approach this challenge. I know it's going to be a hard challenge and a big one.
No, you say, listen how you talk. Listen how you talk. You say it's a hard challenge. No, it's not. It's going to be easier than you think, believe it or not. So my advice is take the risk, you know. In your mind, start to project that you are capable to have your own. You will have a beautiful place. And you will be able to generate the income that you deserve. Like this, you're limited in making the money that you need. There's limitation and there's struggle. You don't want to be limited. You want to plan it very well because you have the talent, you have the skills, you have the ability, you have the strength. You have everything it takes to be able to make it happen. If the person who owns the salon was capable to make this, why you are not? Why you should ask yourself, why me? I'm not able to do it. Because I'm scared, because I think I don't deserve it, because I think it's too risky. Stop thinking that way for a second and envision it happening. And try to create all the situations and circumstances to have the seed money said, yeah, you can start the business. I really see this working for you.
Awesome. How about my personal life, please?
Over there, you can make some changes too, but it's almost like I feel like the priority in your case will be work. So I'm going for a break. So don't go anywhere, anybody. I'll be back in a moment with Vanda, Dominguez, and Gabriela, and everyone else who's here with me. Vanda, don't hang up. Thank you. Michelle.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Lisa Berry. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Light on Living. A chance to see new, hear different, and feel more as I shine the spotlight on all the ways to lighten the load of life's challenges. Light on Living is your link to that new way you're looking for, that new understanding that will enhance your life, and that positive connection that will support your growth. So join me and you'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you.
I'm Fidel Nshombo. I was born in a city called the Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Yes, I'm back on OMTime Radio with my wonderful producer, Christopher. And we have so many callers. And the topic today are the 10 Commandments to improve finance. So, and we're also talking about everything that matters to you. And I'm here just to bring you a little bit of my insight, my guidance in whichever way I can towards you improving your life. So I know it's very difficult sometimes, but I want to tell you that in life, no matter what happens and what's happening, affirming to yourself that you will regain your stability emotionally, financially, is very important. So you always have to pull through, and you'll always have to continue to do it, because this is the only way, to evolve. Because as I said, the law that defines life on earth is evolution. We go through a constant change. Nothing is the same. Everything is different from one day into the next, from 1 year into the next, from a century into the next. If you see how much life on earth has been changing. So your life is changing too. Your career is changing. Everything is different, and you have to adjust. So I'm going to go right now and talk to, I think I didn't speak to Wanda. Did I speak to you? Hello?
Hi.
Hi, my love.
Hi, how are you? I talked to you before about relationships, and now you're into this financial thing, and I'm going to working 2 jobs, deciding what to do, and because I'm having problems with the one job, I'm just not content, and so I'm trying to work this other job to see which one, and it's so hard for me to make a choice, and I'm not there that long, but it's hard working both jobs at 65.
Oh, that is, you're right on that one, big time. Now, do you need this both job? Is there any way you can rethink a little bit and have only one job that generates more income?
Well, but they pay about the same, so it's kind of hard.
What do you do? What do you do exactly?
I work in dietary in a nursing home.
That's actually a great career, because you do a lot of good for other people. It's a sort of very rewarding career. And it's a healing career. It's great to see that you can do something extraordinary, but it can be draining. And I don't understand why it doesn't pay that well for you. What is the reason they don't give you the right income? I feel you underpaid, I feel like you're not paid the right amount of money. Have you ever, what comes to my mind is that you might change to a different place doing the same thing, but in a different environment, where it will pay you way much more than what you generate here. I think the problem with you is the place in itself. It's almost like, as I said at the beginning of the show, people can limit our income because you work with the middleman. So in other words, you go to that place and somebody's paying you the money. So you not generating this money directly, but through someone else who gives you what they think that you deserve. And I want you to kind of go to the competition. I have a feeling that there's a different place where you can go and generate much more income. And one of the two you can actually give up and have only one job that will make enough money and even more than the two of them combined. And it's interesting, I think this is like, I'm giving you what I think and what I feel, and I feel like this is a private place, and I have a feeling that there is an older man who owns this. It's almost like a private facility, like a private environment. It's like a private nursing home. Do they exist in your area?
I don't know. I don't know any of them.
Can you look for something that is exactly the same environment, but it's a different place? Because I feel like you not pay the right amount of money. It's just my feeling. I just go by my instinct. Because I just feel for you, and I think it's unfair for you to work so hard. Also, something else. Where do you get this amount of, I feel you will have, remember my words, and it's on the radio, so that you have, there's a record of it. So I have a feeling that somehow somebody's going to leave you money like an inheritance. An older person is leaving you money. Does this and that person has a name that starts with the J name? And I feel it's somebody who is very fond of you. Do you know of anybody who can leave you an inheritance?
What's it start with?
Like Jennifer or Jack, or is it GJ sound of a name? I don't know the whole name. But I have a very strong feeling that there's somebody who actually is somebody you know, and who's actually in a wheelchair, and who has a lot of money, and is very fond of you. So you will have an unexpected inheritance in the next 1 year and something. And it's so interesting. I feel like you're out of this financial struggle completely. And it's a pretty substantial inheritance. And I'm not telling you to make you happy. I'm not telling you, it's possible you don't know anything. That's perfectly fine, you know? Yeah. It's very possible you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
That's fine. Leave it this way. Allow the universe to give you an information. Just embrace it, don't deny it, you know? If the universe is give you something, allow it, absorb it, embrace it, and accept it. Don't deny it. It's something so positive. It's probably one of the people you've been working with, and you never pay attention, ends up by rewarding you. Somebody who knows how much you struggle, you know, will reward you. I feel that there is a reward coming your way.
Not where I work. We're not allowed to accept gifts.
It may be anywhere, you know.
I don't know.
It's going to let's allow this to happen. Okay, my love. So I'm going to go to someone else because I have so many people. I have 7, 8 people. I have to try to answer more people. But send me an email if there's anything else you want to say, and I'll respond. Send me an email to Carmen Harra as well, okay? Okay, my love. I love you. I'm going to go to Michelle from Texas. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Hey, Carmen, it's Michelle. How are you? Can you hear me?
I love you, Michelle. How's everything with you?
Well, now that I'm calling you me, everything is good. I'm wondering if you can give me some insight and feedback on my finances. I am definitely in debt, and I have a stable income, and I have a small, tiny healing business on the side.
Right.
But I've raised my prices on my healing business, and my business has slowed down. I'm not sure it's related to that.
I don't think you have enough exposure. I think you need to get help from other people, like putting your name out there. I think your name is not out there the way it should be, because then you're going to bring a lot of people to you. I think you need exposure through the internet. Are you on social media? Do you have people who can promote your business? Give me the name of a link to your business. I'll put it on my website.
I'll do that. I'll email.
Yeah, we need to help each other. So I think it's very important to be promoted, and you are not. And I think your business will flourish because you do it in such a positive way. You really believe in what you do, and you do it with such goodness and such a genuine. You're so authentic, so it's really going to work. And it's going to improve. Don't worry about that. Please don't worry. Don't make that, don't make you feel concerned about, because then you become demoralized. Don't let the debt go away in a way. It's going to go away on its own. But think about how you can grow. Think about growing your business where a lot of money is going to come in. That's going to take care of the debt anyhow. So think about promoting. I see a younger man helping you promote your business through the internet. Either that he helps you with social media or helps you in a way, but I really feel very strong about this person who has an R name like Richard or something like that. So I have very strong feeling about a man who's very good with social media and internet and will promote you. And you're not going to believe how many. And also have a feeling that you might write something, or write for a magazine, or put your name in a magazine. So that's going to be also very instrumental in getting your name out there. And you will succeed. You will succeed, I promise you.
Okay, well, that sounds good. So I will send you some information in an email.
Yeah, send me that, and send me whatever you have that I can promote you myself. And I will want you to look on my Facebook. And by the way, everybody listening, just be my friend on Facebook, Carmen Harra, my fan page. And just, let's connect, and you find out everything I'm doing, and I can be in touch with you. And I do a lot of live videos on Facebook. So whenever you have questions, you can also ask me on Facebook. So I love you, Michelle. So send me all the info. I'm going to go to Corinne in New Jersey. Hi, my dear.
Oh my God, I can't believe I got through. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, my love?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Okay.
So I've been working on shifting my money consciousness for several years, and
very good, brilliantly said.
Yes, and I don't feel like I've reached where I should be. And in addition to that, oh my God, my puppy just knocked over.
Do you think you're using your full potential? Because I feel like you have so much within you that is still dormant, and it's not released, like that energy that can generate a lot. That is only, it's basically you use like 15% of your capacity. And this is very common. As much as you consciously acknowledge the way you need to operate, which I think is your case, but still the energy is not used fully, if you agree with me.
I agree with you 200%, and that's why I left teaching for 2 years, and I wasn't so great at a couple of business. Well, I was, but I wasn't earning the income that I needed to really survive. So I'm teaching.
But you're on the path of earning the income, of how should I say, of acknowledging your skills and acknowledging your capacity and finding the way. You're on the path of finding the way.
Okay, thank you.
I really see that happening. Yes.
Thank you so much. One more question. I'm dealing with something financially in regards to my father's side of the family. Do you see anything with that happening?
Is that in court, or is that legal taking place? Like, I feel like, yeah?
Yes. Very stressful. Yes.
Very stressful. Is it going for 2 years?
Yes, more or less. Going for 2 or 3.
I feel like after 2 years and something, when you're probably even coming towards 3 years, this finally leads a resolution. But all I can tell you that you win, and that's why I'm excited, that after all the struggle and all the distress and all the unfairness that's happening here, because it's not a fair process. You finally come, and I want you to ask the spirit of your father, you know what I mean? Is your father deceased?
My grandfather is, and I considered him my father. My father is actually harassing me via email. He's mentally
Okay, so that's not a father who harasses a child. That's not a father.
No.
But if
No, I know.
is this coming through your grandfather?
Yes.
So then that's what I'm feeling, because I'm feeling it comes from a man who's in your family and who's on the other side. And he was a very nice man. Do you agree with me?
I agree with you.
I feel like that from him there's a lot. So I want you to kind of pray to him. You know, it's okay to pray to the people on the other side because they can hear us. So I feel like the spirit of your grandfather can hear you and know what the problem is. And I do believe you're going to win this one, my love. I'm at the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys, and I'll be here next week with Christopher on OMTime Radio. I'm Carmen Harra, and thank you for listening.